What's good everyone, it's Zigzag here, welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Today we are back on the road to #1 in the whole world on Geoguessr Duels. We are currently at 154th in the world, which is not too bad, but we're looking to push up today. So let's just see how we go today. #1 opponent is 1000 plus rated, so not too bad. We can gain a little bit from this one if we play well. So let's see what's going on here. Feels like Europe, right? We actually have a bunch of place names here. Bilingual, are they? It feels like they are bilingual, so I want to say that this is somewhere in that kind of bilingual region of Finland down here. Do we see anything else? So I guess we could actually give a quick look here because I know those those regions that tend to be bilingual. So then Mansas or something like that here. Seems like our opponent is going in pretty quickly here, and I have not found it yet. So definitely looking to guess here. Can we see anything else to confirm the country here? I mean, it feels right, doesn't it? Looks pretty Finnish to me, after all. So hopefully we're not too far here, and it was actually just Helsinki. That makes sense. Definitely considering the size of the highway there, that probably should have been Helsinki. Wasn't really thinking too clearly there, but that's okay. Next one here, looking like Bulgaria or something like that. It's a fairly difficult round, so I think I might just go here. Problem is, could it be Croatia? We're not really in a position to find so much here. I would say Bulgaria is more likely. These apartments, though, are a bit strange, that's for sure. Oh well, I'm going to try Bulgaria. Could easily be Crow here as well. Those two countries, now that they both have Generation 4, do actually provide some toss-ups. And yeah, would not be surprised if this went the other way. Yeah, interesting apartment buildings. I'm not really sure what to make of them. It was just in Sofia there, so I kind of didn't love my guess, but at the end of the day, it does make sense that it was right. We get 1.4k damage, so even things back up after round #1 there. Good that we guessed quickly. Next one here almost felt like Mexico or something like that. We have white center lines here. Could be Argentina as well. We have a Mexico City taxi there though, so that makes life pretty easy. 1000 plus rated player will always get that because we had Mexican polls right there. Anyway, next one here, we're somewhere in Peru. Now, there are two regions of Peru that could look like this. I think I would opt for the more southern one near Cusco here, but yeah, given that our opponent has guessed really quickly, I'm not really sure. The other option here, so it should be like around here or around Cajamarca. And maybe hedging middle would be better here, but I want to say that this feels more like this one here, I think. And it was down there near Ayacucho, so that's actually another good result there. 1000 points damage almost, so yeah, really not too bad there. Heading through to the healing round. We still need to do a bit of healing here, so we'll actually consider where we want to guess, but definitely in a good position here. Okay, we have Hutja water closet there. Interesting. Could this be... It's somewhere in Eastern Europe, surely. Now, this would be a really bad round for later on, but fortunately it's just a healing round, so we can pretty much just click middle of Eastern Europe and be fine. I would say just like a Poland guess here will get us enough points. And it was just in Hungary, but we're going to get 700 points there, so that's fine. We make it all the way back up to the right amount, and yeah, not too bad. Okay. In hindsight, it wasn't really Polish language at all, but we'll take it. Okay, next one here. Let's see where we are. So we're not too far from Zwolle. And I would say Zwolle was where? I always forget where it is. Because this is we had this in a video the other day and I forgot where it was. Okay, can we find anything that I actually do know here? It's a big city. Where is it? Just in the middle. I was looking north, I was looking south. So we're closer to Meppel here. I guess we should actually try and get relatively close here. Meppel should be at this zoom level. It is also in the same direction as Zwolle to the southeast there. So I guess if that is the case, then we should be like somewhere around here or something like that. Oh yeah, there's Meppel. So I guess we should be like around there or something like that. And yeah, we just 5k. Very nice indeed. Good logic there. And our opponent found Meppel, which is not really a surprise. And we do a good amount of, or a tiny bit of damage for a good bit of scanning there. My scanning, you know, I'm trying to improve it a little bit. That was a good effort. Next one here, short antenna, Komica. Feels relatively... I mean, it feels relatively Croatian, doesn't it, with the rocky landscape? Could also be like... I could also see maybe Macedonia here. Well, not Macedonia, but Montenegro here. But maybe that's more likely with this car. But the landscape and the amount of rocks with the mountains that aren't that tall and the rock walls... Yeah, well, it's just near split there. That makes a lot of sense. Good guesses from our opponent so far. Definitely proving himself to be a solid player. Just we've also managed to get decent ones as well. The next one, we need 2.5 times damage. Kind of feels like Bangkok, maybe. Let's see if we're correct about that. It is a Thai poll, and in the last Rainbow video, he said they're only in Bangkok, those ones. So the ones with the indent here. So I guess we'll just go for Bangkok and test out his meta here. I'm assuming it will be correct. Definitely a nice street here, very, very like overgrown and stuff like that. Looks cool. Anyway, he must have watched the Rainbow video as well. He goes Bangkok and he's correct. To be fair though, did have capital city vibes for sure. So we're not going to flawless him, or at least not post healing round, because he's done some damage there. Triple damage now, and we are looking at some more Thailand. We have snake traps this time, so I'm thinking further south is the play, or around Bangkok. Now this kind of feels like more like near Bangkok to me, so that's what I'm going to go for here. Or maybe just like in this kind of area here. Now, hopefully this isn't deep south. These mountains didn't feel like the deep south ones to me. We do indeed have the longer insulators here, so it is just south. Yeah, I should have really checked for that. Normally you would have them, but I just saw some of the other ones that weren't that. We do 1,000 points damage. It could have been really bad though. If he 5k'd that, we would have been right on the ropes. Anyway, next one here, 3.5 times damage. Looking at something in Europe, we may choose to move here. White car long antenna. It's Sweden, I think. And in which case I might go like here. I feel like southern Sweden's probably a decent shout here. It doesn't really feel like Norway to me, especially the long antenna. Yeah, it shouldn't be Norway. So I guess I'll just go here. I think that's a decent guess. I mean, like, it's a difficult round if you can't find any language here. So definitely, I should have just instant guessed, really. Could it ever be, though, over on Åland? No, it's not. They're not going to be there yet. Finland's also a reasonable guess there, but we have a really nice one. It's going to be 2.7k damage there. So now we can use our moving whenever we want. If we want to be particularly precise here or something like that, we can definitely do that. And I think we should, because it's Germany. You never know in Germany. Although, is it? It's actually Iceland, I think. Yeah, it's actually Iceland. Wow. We got the Icelandic crossing sign right next to us. Why did I think it was Germany? I'm not entirely sure. But hey, that's okay. So, do we see anything here? Kind of feels like we're on a hill. Maybe we're more like up here in these suburbs or something. You know, we just move off it. Oops. It's not going to be much damage at all, though. That's absolutely fine. Not even 50 damage, but okay. I'm going well on this duel. Just have to hold concentration. Is this Australia? Kind of almost feels like it is, but it's probably just Europe. Oh no, it is Australia. And it probably is further towards Darwin here, given how green it is. No doubt our opponent will know this, but I want to like hedge it a bit further south in case this happens to be something where we can knock him out, because he'll probably just click Darwin. Most likely with these holy poles that are made of metal. They're only found in the Northern Territory. And it was actually like, yeah, it was actually very far south there near Pine Creek. Not a bad guess from our opponent there. He actually kind of got the vibe that it was a bit further south, but yeah, it's 5 points of gain there from that duel. Very nice indeed. Let's head through to the next one. Okay, next opponent here is Monsieur CoStar, and he's going to be a 900 redder player, so not going to be able to gain much here. We should try and guess quickly as well. First round here should be Chile, but it's actually a black car, so Uruguay, I guess, is most likely here. Definitely an interesting round, like a huge tree plantation here. I think with the dirt road and everything, Uruguay just has to be more likely here, even though it's so sunny, which is a bit strange. But okay, I'll guess like kind of western Uruguay here, hedging a bit for Argentina. Yeah, I don't know, this is definitely a difficult round now. He should be able to get it, presumably, but he goes in... Wow, Latvia. That's the problem when you're a bit lower rated and you don't know your car metas as well, because that was a very generic round. Definitely understand with like kind of that dirt road why he did that. Next one here, we should be somewhere in France, I think here. Yeah, and with a wine region, I also kind of thought of up here, but surely Bordeaux is also an option. I think this is maybe a bit hilly for Bordeaux. Also feels a bit northern as well. Yeah, I mean, like a lot of red roofs and everything like that. Not really too sure. I think this is kind of like a red roof region as well. And I think there's some wine grown near Strasbourg. So I hope it's a decent guess. We'll like go over here and see if we see anything. What do we see here? Any German or anything like that? Or Champagne? Champagne is, yeah, over near Rheims here, I guess. Yeah, makes sense, but hey, not too bad, 500 points. We definitely lost less than if we went all the way down south there. Not too bad. Okay, next one here. Some longer dashes in the center. Some white dirt as well. Interesting round here. Couldn't say I actually know where it is. Maybe like Hungary is possible, but it's a lot of wooden poles. It's a bit strange for Hungary. Could not say I know this one, to be honest. Could even be like a far... What does that say? Could that say Utsa? I don't know. Might hedge Hungary here, honestly. Just because I feel like it could be a number of countries around it. Like, if I have to be objective here, what do these houses look like? The houses probably feel like almost Slovenian or Croatian, actually. So I think I might guess there instead. Don't really get massive Hungary vibes here. I might guess on this border. Now, I really want to go over here and check what this says, actually. Okay, that's fully blurred. Ooh, like, yeah, I think where I guess makes the most sense for this architecture could be Czechoslovakia, though. That's the other option. It was actually just in Slovenia there, a very strange Slovenia round, just because we couldn't really see any of the hills. It felt very flat, and so I really was just kind of thrown off there, but that's okay. Definitely, like, good to slow down when I'm a bit panicked and look at the architecture, especially on early rounds where we can afford that. This one probably feels like Bishkek to me. I think I would just go Bishkek here. Let's check the mountains quickly, because we can. Because our opponent probably knows the region here. I'll just go for Bishkek. So yeah, Bishkek, obviously you don't really see mountains north in Bishkek, so that's why it's really worth paying attention. There is this big ridge south, and it was just in eastern Bishkek there. Quite a big city, really, actually, if you look at it, on a massive grid here. Interesting. I'm sure it's an interesting place to visit. Obviously, it kind of looks depressing sometimes on Geoguessr because they did a lot of it in the winter. But okay, next one here. We're going to be somewhere in Spain, and given that this is the healing round, let's just click it. So Spain has these really thick red borders, you know, red goes all the way to the edge here. Not really typical, not many countries do that, and you get this really weird small font as well. So will our opponent recognize that it's Spain? He will. He goes in Madrid, and he's not that close, but he still gets 900 points of healing there, and we obviously go up to full health there, so that's great for us. The next one here is 1.5 times damage. We've got long plates that are blue here, so I think it's, oh yeah, it's Senegal here. So what are we looking at? Maybe San Luis or something like that. Do we see anything here? I would have expected that we could have seen the city, but it looks like we don't. It says Dakar there, so I guess we'll just try Dakar. It would make enough sense, I think. But yeah, I guess let's see. Okay, well, it's just in Dakar there, northern suburbs near. What is that? Is that a really big university in the center of Dakar? It almost feels like it takes up the whole city. That's really strange. But okay, next one here, double damage. What are we looking at here? Some kind of tower is interesting. Ooh, this road, could it be like Slovenian again? Or something like that. That could definitely make sense here. This could be a moving type round, but it definitely feels like kind of Czechoslovak, Slovenian, that kind of thing here. May just try for Slovenia, honestly. But that doesn't quite feel right. A lot of exposed brick. Maybe I almost want to go Czechia instead, I think. I'll just go Czechia instead, but on the south, hedging. Really interested to see where this one is. Obviously, we can probably tell by the time we get here. And so, ooh, yeah, Polish border with Germany makes so much sense. I mean, obviously, we made a better guess than what we could have by going over here, but that was a bit risky. Maybe we should have moved on around like that. It was pretty bad. But now we get some boat tracker, so maybe it is better that we didn't. Now, this is Australia. Kind of looks like Australia to me. But is it the US as well? Obviously, ooh, that's the Colombian flag, I think. This is probably some Colombian boat somewhere. Makes sense that our opponent guessed so quickly. Now, I don't know which direction this would be. I might hedge over here, somewhere like that. Oh no, he knew it was Galapagos, of course. So that's going to be bad damage, bad damage. Oh my gosh. Minus 29. Just disappointing, man. To be fair, it looked a lot like the Galapagos Islands, and I do know what they look like. I just dropped the ball for a second there. Anyway, we're against Wook GG here. Hopefully we can regain some of those 29 points that we lost. It's such a devastating loss. I wish I could just play people who are on my level, but that's the way it goes here. Get wrecked by another boat. Okay, this one is going to be somewhat in type 1. Let's just get in here and get our guess down. Doesn't really matter on round number 1 here. I would assume it's more northern. We got the number 19 here. What will he see? Number 19 would appear to be more northern, I guess. Okay, number 19 down here. So I guess we're not that close. And he gets it. Well done to WookGG YouTuber. I guess go subscribe. Maybe he's got some good stuff. You never know. Let's see how he plays, though. Next one here. We're going to be in Ohio. I guess we should just get the instant guess in here. Very flat. Yeah, feeling good. So I think we could actually give a quick scan just in case, because Ohio's big enough that, you know, it could make a difference at some point. And let's just find one of these roads. I think 276. Okay, a few more seconds here that I will look. I don't really see it anywhere here. There's a few 200 and high 200s here, so I might just go for that kind of guess here. Obviously pretty flat as well. Now, our opponent, unless they immediately like started running off here for signs, should probably have found the place here. That would be my informed opinion, but we shall see what he goes for here. And he actually goes for Kentucky, so we should have just guessed quickly there. It was actually southern Ohio, fortunately for him, so 300 points damage is all we can manage there, unfortunately. But okay, next one here, looking like European plates with the blue strip there. Now, what are we looking at exactly here, though? Sauna? Okay, so What does that say? Not entirely clear. I feel like someone's told me about Kiwi before, but okay, what do we have here? Looks like a probably like Swedish language to me. This could just be Stockholm in my opinion. I don't really know, but we don't really have time. Oh, is that a it's a green number plate over there. I guess I have to trust that here. Was indeed in Oslo. We guessed the exact same spot as each other. And it was down here. So obviously very good that we didn't go Stockholm there, but it wouldn't have been devastating in terms of points. Nothing we could have not gotten back in the healing round. Okay, next one here. We are looking at some .me Montenegro. That really makes sense, but it has to be a very flat section. So I'd go probably all the way down here, like in this kind of region here maybe, given that it is so flat. It was actually all the way down there, indeed, even on the flattest part of the whole country there. So without a domain, that could have actually been a relatively difficult round, I think. Anyway, no time to dwell on it, because we're into the healing round here. We only need 500 points of healing, so we're just going to slam it in to Chile here, and presumably our opponent will get it back. I think it was a pretty straightforward round. He manages to do so. So now the real duel begins. We're on 6,000 points apiece. Let's see what the first round of multis gives us. Hopefully some Australia or something like that. Not on this occasion though. It looks like Ghana or something. It is Ghana. We've got a dirt road, and it is fairly northern here. I think dirt road's actually more of a northwest thing than a northeast thing, but like Tamale also has some around it as well. So let's see the actual angle here. He goes for his guess. I could just guess here. Let's see it. See if it works. It was actually all the way over there. There's more dirt roads around here. Next one here. I mean, to be fair, my guess wasn't that good either. Let's not pretend it was. Anyway, next one here. So it should be Argentina. Do we have any good metas here? No, not in my opinion. Now, I want to go further west with this one. We have like a palm as well. I want to go like Corrientes kind of region. I'm going to hedge it fairly far north here. Oh no, Rosario. Okay. That palm is definitely more typical of the north, but I suppose you normally see more of them. So that's 2.3k damage there. Obviously, he just guesses Buenos Aires, which is just, yeah, didn't really look like Buenos Aires to me, but to be fair, I've, again, been guilty of similar poor guesses in BA. Next one here should just be Hungary with the bollards. And it's Luxembourg. Holy crap, bro. I'm just absolutely throwing right now. I don't know, man. That duel was just disgraceful. So let's head back into here. 50 points lost in a row, and we face an 800 rated player. Please, bro. I would say this is like somewhere like South Africa, Botswana border. This could actually be South Africa instead of Botswana, I would say. But I think it's safer to hedge on the Botswana side of the border here. We'll see where he goes. It was actually near Gaborone there. I can bring it back. It's okay. It's just crazy how quickly a small lapse in concentration like I had in those last two games can be devastating. That one was no antenna, so Serbia made the most sense there. It's going to be a bit of damage picked up for us. Okay, next one here. He's already guessed. I was just having a drink of water. Looks like Spanish signage to me, in which case I would say, what am I clicked in France for? That is, dude, something wrong with me today, bro. Actually, what the hell? Here we have like some Nigerian roofs, it kind of looks like. I kind of want to move here almost because this could still be like Kigali. I couldn't really say I know Kigali well enough to know this wasn't Kigali, but I still want to go like, yeah, somewhere in Nigeria here. Surely it's there. And it was actually in Rwanda. Wow. Fortunately, he goes in India, which is understandable, I guess. But yeah, that was actually really interesting because it goes to show I don't really know Rwandan architecture here, especially when the cards blurred. I couldn't really recognize it that well. I did recognize that it was a possibility, but yeah, didn't really pick the whole vibe there. Next one's just going to be Philippines. We're on full health, so we just guess quickly here. I actually think this is probably like Luzon, somewhere north, but it's actually, okay, all the way down there. Man, he's guessing pretty close to where I would have gone there, so respect to him for that. Next one here, we're going to be, oh, this is familiar. Now, we're in some kind of a theme park here, typical world map moment. Could this be, it's not Legoland, is it? That kind of looks almost Lego-ish. I mean, I don't really see anything Lego though. Generation 2, I feel like there are some theme parks covered in Germany. What does that say? Plopsa. It feels European, surely. I'm not sure if it feels German, but I'll guess Germany. Second option might be like Denmark or something like that, because I've definitely seen like Legoland Trekker before. What is this actually though? If we go over here, we should be able to tell. It was actually in Belgium. Fortunately, we didn't really give him enough time there to actually work it out, because it could have been bad. I really should have just instant guessed, because ultimately he can walk to language there. Next one here, double damage. We're looking at what? Some UAE or something like that. UAE Trekker it's going to be. Now, our opponent hasn't been super solid on these low information rounds, so hopefully this will be a difficult one. But no, I guess like Dubai is a sufficiently big city that he's able to tell from the like kind of skyline we had in the background there. Anyway, next one here is Portugal or something like that. Yeah, I mean, we'll just go for Portugal here. Portugal polls. The reality is that an 800 rated player has a pretty good chance of being able to tell that this is Portugal, I think. But he goes France, makes sense as well. I mean, definitely language could be confused with French. I mean, we get the win there. Okay, really only 3 points there. That's rather unfortunate, but let's head through to another one here, see how we can go, and hopefully regain a little bit of what we've lost. Next one here, against a 900 rated player. I think we're starting off in, I think that's Qatar, right? This looks like something that I would imagine it was in Qatar. Now, the cars I don't really know the difference between yet. It definitely feels like it could be Qatar. Do we see anything that's actually specifically Qatari here instead? No, not really. This could be either side in my opinion still. I don't know the car meta, so I think I would just go for Qatar here for the sake of time, but if it is UAE, that's fine. So let's try and remember for next time. We've got the antenna here. It is just Doha there, very good. Okay, an antenna on the left-hand side. I'm not sure if that's a foolproof thing, but on this occasion it nets us 1,111 damage, so that's good. Next one here. Can we finally have an Australia, please? We really don't get Australia too much in Duels. This is going to be Lesotho, and it is a fairly interesting looking round here, very green. I'm just going to click a bit inland of Maseru. Often this landscape I would associate more with like kind of the west, certainly, but like a little bit further north or a little bit further south, but I'm not really that good at guessing Lesotho. You don't really have to be that good at guessing such a small country. Much more comfortable in South Africa. It is all the way down south there near Mount Murosi. And we do a little bit of damage. Nothing too bad there for him. Next one here. What are we looking at? Yeah, so a bit of like Turkish here. So do we see anything that's actually specific to the city? No, not really sure. So I think I would opt for somewhere in the west here, but apart from that, I'm really not sure what's best. I'm sure like some of these places are fairly well known, but as for me, I'm not really a place name expert, so I'll just have to go here. It was actually in Istanbul. Definitely did consider that, but given that it was so built up, I couldn't really tell what the landscape was like, which is really what I needed to be able to guess accurately there. Next one here is round number 4. Kind of feels like New Zealand to me. It doesn't quite feel Australian. Yeah, so I'd say probably just a suburb of Auckland here is most likely. This is a type of round where we can actually go for a quick guess. Of course, if he knows his metas, he comes up here and he sees the giveaway sign, which has the red text rather than black text, which you only see in New Zealand and not anywhere else. So that is a pretty good meta, especially for distinguishing the two countries from Australia, if you are Australia and New Zealand from each other, if you're a newer player. And here's Hamilton there. He doesn't go for a guess, so that's going to be knockout damage right there and then. Very nice result there, because obviously we're not going to gain too much from this duel either, just 4 points. And here we are against a 675 rated player. Let's go. I can't wait. Anyway, we have these black and yellow chevrons here, combined with this architecture with a lot of white walls on the red roofed houses. This should just be somewhere in Portugal. Okay, it was actually not a bad guess from our 600 rated player friend here. Poor guy has to face me. Why? Why does he have to face me? I don't know. But okay, next one here is going to be somewhere in North New Zealand. We have this dirt road. This could be the knockout right here. Oh no, he has a little bit over 5,000 health yet, so he is safe. But dirt road on generation 2, like this big wide blur in generation 2, dirt road here, very common above Auckland in New Zealand. So if you get this kind of round, then you can go there. You can get 15 kilometers away like that, and almost knock out your opponent, but not quite. So he's on 112 health here. See if he can survive the next round. Seems like he may be able to, because Finland is pretty safe for hedging here. I'm going to go all the way south here. I think it's going to be a southern type of round here. This brick architecture definitely reminds me of Finland over the other Nordic countries. And yeah, definitely just like the whole vibe of it fits pretty well. Okay, it's just in Finland there. Nice quick duel against our friend AX3 here. And we're going to gain 0 points, aren't we? Pretty sure you can't gain a single point from a 600 rated player. Oh, you do get one. Okay, that was at least worth it, I guess. Hey, we gained something there. And finally here, we're going to end up against Aardvark here, who I believe is a member of my Discord. I could be wrong, but I think so. So let's see how things go here. First round is India. I would definitely be amenable to just clicking in New Delhi here. I think that's really the best option. So let's go for that and see if we can make do with it. It is just New Delhi there. Yeah, I mean, clicking middle in India is also a good choice, but when it kind of looks like Delhi, I think just going Delhi is a good idea on the world map still. Okay, next one here. A great start. Let's see if we can make this one count as well. It's going to be Canada or US somewhere here. We could move around for clues here, I think. Yeah, I think we haven't used our moving enough yet today. Let's go ahead and find something that we can use here. And so over here we see nothing too much. What about over on this road? Double yellows. Let's check out this sign here. Morden. Okay, this kind of feels like Ontario to me. What's that? Nothing specific here. Canadian flags. La Riviera? I don't know what that's going to be. I'm going to go Thunder Bay here. I feel like it feels decent. And it was actually just south Manitoba there. So I guess moving used it relatively effectively there for another 1.3k damage. Next one here is looking pretty favorable as well. Some outback coverage. We're going to be somewhere in Portugal here. Not too south, I think, this time. I think just middle of Portugal is really the play here, so let's go for that. He'll know, as 1,100 rated plus player, he'll know that. You do get similar ones in France, but this is just too like dry for it to be anywhere really in France viably. So another 700 points. He misses the no hunting sign there apparently, or maybe it's right on the border. But okay, next one here. What are we looking at? Somewhere in Quito, I would have said here. So that's what I'm going to go for. It definitely gives me like Quito vibes. Could I be wrong? Could this be Mex? We have round pole, so I just go for Quito here. If it is Mex, that would be really unlucky, and probably he'd make the same mistake, I dare say. We've got the Ecuadorian flag colors up here as well. It is actually near Cuenca there, so that makes a lot of sense, and we're going to do a tiny bit more damage. So, going into the healing round here, he's obviously going to be able to try and get some points back here. We have no extra points to gain, so let's just go for it here quickly. And what is he going to see? He's going to see something fairly, like, what are we looking at here? It's kind of a difficult round. I think it's kind of like Austrian or something like that, right? But it could actually be French as well. Do we see, or maybe even Belgian? Looks like I have a bit of red on that plate, but it's probably just the Austrian plate, yeah. Fair enough to go all the way out here, but it's not going to be a great amount of healing for him. He gets the right country, but the wrong side. Next one here, probably somewhere in Malaysia. That's good for us. I've been practicing some Malaysia. So then, some hills here. I would say just near KL is probably the best guess here, just slightly north of KL. Perak, like Johor kind of area here, pretty possible as well. And it was just up there. Definitely looked like Borneo, but we had Generation 4 coverage, which means you basically have to be somewhere in the mainland. Just 9 points gained there, but it's at least something. We'll actually go for one more here just because we played pretty well there. It is 1 a.m. to be fair, and also I'm kind of a bit pooped today, so maybe it wasn't the best round to play, but hey, I mean, I'm still enjoying myself. It was just, it was tough to lose those rounds, but this is looking okay. So we're going to be somewhere in Australia here, clearly. Blackburn and Clayton both look pretty Melbourne to me, I think. I don't actually know where they are, to be fair, but I'm just going to go for here. I think so. I think it's correct. So, another great start here. Aardvark, having some difficulties region guessing today, unfortunately, but that's okay for us. Next one here, we got some French. Do we have an area code? No, because we're in Canada, right? No. What is this? Yeah, short blue plates. Yeah, Canada. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, I would say this was just going to be Montreal, but I guess Quebec City also possible. Do we see it? Do we see anything to confirm one way or the other here? Not really. I think it just feels like a very big city here, so Montreal's surely better. But I guess we'll find out. Let's just go ahead here and find out, shall we? So that's where I'm going to guess here. Let's take a look around while we do so. So obviously we have our moving round back here. It's going to be very good. It's just downtown Montreal there. We're closer again, but only 4 points of damage this time, unlike the 1,700, 800 that we got last time. Okay, next one here. Kind of looks like Guatemala to me, does it? We do have a long antenna here, which means with no roof rack, we should be somewhere in the Northern Mariana Islands here, I think. Now, I think that all checks out. Green in the middle of the plate, I'm not really familiar with, but I think we just go for it here. I mean, it feels good enough, surely. So let's do that. That is going to be the guess, and it was indeed NMI. He goes for Guam, which is fair enough, but normally in Guam, that was kind of a difficult round because the car was very obscured, but normally on Guam you can see a bit of a roof rack, a tiny bit, so that definitely helps. Okay, next one here, Central. Ukraine feeling good. Let's go for a region guess here. Yeah, this kind of like foresty stuff makes me want to go more out here. I'm going to try that, but who knows? It was out there. Very nice indeed. Got the region guess there. I mean, when you see kind of tree-covered hills, Carpathian mountain range definitely makes sense, and we do a good job there. So we're still on full health here, pretty much flawless against our friend here. So let's just go in for the guess here. Should be like, it's gonna be a Bulgaria actually with that pole, and he gets it. He knew the pole top, so good for him. Another 1,000 points, so he's back above half health here. And move forward to the next round here. 1.5 times damage. Can we get this one quickly? I think it's going to be somewhere in Bangladesh. Now Bangladesh is relatively difficult to region guess. I want to say this is south of Dhaka, but apart from that, I really don't have too much to say here. So let's try that. And it was indeed south of Dhaka. There he goes in India. Interesting guesses here. Like, that wasn't a particularly difficult round, I think, but must just be the type of player who hasn't learned as much camera meta and relies more on, like, language clues and stuff like that, because I guess Bengali and Hindi look very, very similar. And so, guys, I guess we'll end it off there. 1,288 is not too bad. I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. Sorry if I was molding a little bit in the middle there, but yeah, I'll definitely film the next episode when I've had some more sleep and all that bit. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching the video all the way to the end, and I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, and goodbye.